Sit back, relax, and unwind while Logan speaking his mind. Dives into things that he likes to learn the process behind. Come and hear a little chat, little this, a little that. A podcast with no limit of cap, and a host that can flow, we can spit a nice rap. TPP, man, it's where it's at. You can listen on the shit instead of scrolling through Twitter, or maybe on the plane to the Xanax. Get you take a listen in your car on your way to work, and then at work cause your boss is a jerk, and you ain't trying to hear what they have to say. You know the report was due yesterday. Too late, take a break with your boy and make some noise while I get to the point. Y'all, this is totally potpourri. We can talk about anything, giving you variety. Now sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Ready?
I don't think I can do it. We nailed it.
Oh, that was so great. That was beautiful. Welcome to the Totally Potpourri podcast. I'm your host, Logan Michaels. This is a new podcast, a new adventure that I'm doing. It's kind of a variety show where I talk about a little bit of everything that interests me. So be on the lookout for things coming out of left field for damn sure. But today, I'm here with my guest, Dedrek. We saw the Star Wars Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, and there's a lot of things we need to talk about. Dedrek, first of all, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Just got done shoveling. Lots of work.
Lots
the
of
snow
damn
over
work,
here.
huh?
Ugh.
Yeah, dude, why do we live in Minnesota?
I don't know.
Still don't even know to this day.
Yeah, we got to bounce.
Could be that broke,
This
man.
place. All right.
So you went to the movie with me, and we kind of had a similar reaction. I feel like it kind of came out all at us like 100 miles an hour.
A little bit.
So it's very hard to even kind of be like break down what we even liked about it. But we did have this feeling of like leaving being like, huh, okay,
Yep.
it's a movie, I guess.
Yep.
So it didn't blow us away by any means from
They
our
could've
initial
done better,
reaction.
for sure.
But it wasn't as bad as we thought until I turned on YouTube and I just look up a bunch of videos and people are fucking reaming this
Tearing
thing,
it
dude.
a new one.
Tearing them a new asshole. It's ridiculous.
Well, when you slack like that, it's
Yeah.
what you get. So you got to cover your bases. Make sure everything's filled in.
I mean,
know?
to be fair, the fan base is a very hard thing to please. That's a very daunting task to be like, this is the end of the series.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
that's a tough thing to do. I wouldn't want to be put in those shoes, but
Yeah.
I do feel like when you are put in those shoes, better be ready for criticism, and there's gonna be plenty of it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
trying not to be like that other like another show bitching about Star Wars, but man, they did us dirty, dude. We'll try to keep it light. It's not gonna be all just disses and shit, 'cause we all love Star Wars.
Oh,
It's the
yeah.
reason we love it. It's that universe that ties us all in. Like, it is so cool. It's so detailed. It's one of the coolest original things that didn't have to happen to be in a book first, you know?
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
So many other really cool things like Lord of the Rings are all based off of books, you know?
Yep. The Witcher. It's a
This
great
came out of
example.
all of George Lucas's little
Crazy mind.
Vendubla Oblongata.
He was probably on something. That's how he came up with it.
I would have to assume he was out in space. That's for damn sure.
No doubt.
So we're going to go over just a little synopsis of the episode. Well, it's a whole page of notes here. And then we're going to go through what we liked, what we didn't like, just kind of discuss some of the plot holes, and just have a very discussion-based forum here. So we'll get into the synopsis real quick, try to break it down as fast as I can. It was directed by J.J. Abrams. The last one was Rian Johnson, right? Is that correct?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest.
I think that was one of the biggest plot hole, or not plot holes, but things that didn't follow. It wasn't very good at following well because
They got
J.J.
a
Abrams
person.
directed the first one, Force Awakens, and then Rian Johnson, I believe, directed Last Jedi. Got a lot of flack for that one, so it felt like they completely abandoned the script
Sure.
and then went with whatever J.J. Abrams thought he
Yeah.
should finish the series with. So it's directed by Abrams, and it starts out with Kylo Ren wrecking shit on an unknown planet. Found out through my notes later that was Mustafar, the one on the end of Episode 3. That's the planet. He was
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
Is that Mustafar?
Yep, that's Mustafar.
That's dope.
Right?
That was so cool.
Yeah.
Little
It was a
fun
great way
fact
to
for
start
you.
it, to be honest. It
Yeah,
was interesting.
it was
him
cool.
coming out just. He was a
And it was
badass.
like usually it starts with some kind of scene. You know, a lot
Yeah.
of dialogue right off the bat to get the plot points. So there'll be plenty of that. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it was a cool little start, a little different. And then he we find out that he's in search of a device that gives him access to a Sith planet of
the Sith
Exegol.
Wayfinder.
The Sith Wayfinder. 2 of these in existence. He's finding one of them here. And he travels to Exegol after finding the Wayfinder. And we find out that Emperor Palpatine's been alive and pulling the strings the whole time.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, he's the only guy that's been in all 9 of them, right? Or, well,
Yeah.
not all 9, but all
he
3
was in
series.
all 9, yeah. I mean,
Oh, Jackie just walked in. Hello, Jackie. This is
Hi.
Dedrek's lovely girlfriend, Jackie,
Yes.
just walked in.
You want to say hello to
We're
the
doing a
masses?
podcast.
Oh, very nice.
We didn't get very far in, so sit back and relax. So after that, he finds out Palpatine's been in charge of the First Order the whole time, and he's got these grand intentions of having this final order, he calls it,
Yeah.
and then he kind of just magically appears this fleet of at least 100 Star Destroyers,
Crazy amount.
all equipped to destroy a planet. So basically mobile Death Stars,
Yep.
basically.
Yep.
And Resistance catches wind of this through a spy, correct?
I thought it was he had sent out like a voice type deal, recording to like all of the
Oh, on
galaxies.
Fortnite.
yeah, saying that I'm back. For
Why would he do
revenge.
that?
I have
I'm here. It was me the whole time. Like,
great
what the hell is
villain.
that
Good
shit?
job, man.
Yeah, so anyways, beyond that, they catch wind of it,
Yep.
and I think there was like a little a spy thing. Oh, yeah, because General Hux is
Yep,
a spy.
he
We
told
find
them
that
about
out.
like I think but kind of like his intentions or something behind
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
He ratted him out. He's a rat.
Yep.
Goddamn filthy rat. And Ray, Finn, and Poe search for clues to find the second Wayfinder device. And they find a dagger on, what's that video we just watched? Screen Rant, talking about that
Yeah.
planet. They called it Burning Man. I thought that was hilarious. But it was that.
like Kimawari? No, that was the
Something
one
like that.
where
That's
Poe
the
went with his
that's the one where
girlfriend.
Poe went.
I don't remember the planet's name.
Well, anyhow, doesn't matter anyways. This movie
Minor
jumps around like
details,
crazy.
Minor details.
Yeah, so they get stuck in a quicksand after like escaping the Empire,
Yep.
and they fall through this hole. Conveniently enough, this dagger, that clue that they were looking for to find the Wayfinder, was in this cavern with this giant snake thing.
Mhm.
Then we find out Rey has healing powers because she heals the snake instead of trying to kill it and attack it, and it goes away. And this is the one thing I actually did like. The healing power thing was kind of cool because me watching The Mandalorian before that,
Mhm.
Baby Yoda already kind of resembled that was possible in the
Okay.
universe because he did a similar type healing type thing. So
Sure.
wasn't too bad about that. But this whole extendo plot situation where C-3PO is the only one that can translate
Yeah.
this decryption on the blade,
Yep.
and
then
it's in
won't.
it's in a Sith language.
Yep.
And then he's like, "Oh, it's against my programming." Okay, take that shit out then. Like, come on. But no,
Reprogram his ass.
they had to
I don't
extend
know.
the plot for a bit, and they
Mhm.
find Bobu Freck.
Yeah.
Is that Poe's friend? He was like a black market droid guy
Yep.
with his Power Ranger girlfriend, his ex Power Ranger girlfriend. I don't remember her name. What was her name with the whole Metal Gear Solid looking shit?
Shit, I don't know.
She looked like Samus actually in Metroid.
She looked pretty cool, to be honest.
Yeah, it was dope. But they lead her to Boba Frick, who can take that programming out with C-3PO.
Yep.
And the catch-22 of the situation was that if they do this, he's going to lose all of his memories. But don't worry, they patch that up later because R2-D2 has a backup drive of all of his memories, so it really wasn't much of a loss anyways. They just said the procedure may not be 100% effective. But anyways, they translate the language, and it takes them to a certain planet, right?
Yes.
And this planet had Death Star wreckage from the second Death Star that imploded in space.
Yep.
So
Just happened to have the right piece of the Death Star sticking out of the water, too. Thank goodness.
so convenient.
Right?
I love it because it's Star Wars.
Mhm.
That's why.
Oh, yeah.
That's all the reason. That's all we could say for all this shit. So they go to this planet, and it's
Where they find some more ex-stormtroopers as well.
right.
too.
They find ex-stormtroopers that
Cool concept, for sure.
yeah, they kind of did a similar thing that Finn did. They said that they were supposed to shoot down civilians. They refused. And they kind of like had to become rebels.
Yep.
And
Rey finds the Death Star wreckage, and just so happens to be in the perfect spot to put the blade up, and then like get this little extendo piece out of it, and it perfectly measures up the alignment of the Death Star wreckage, pointing to where this Wayfinder is. So weird that it had to be in the exact spot.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Imagine that.
What are the odds, dude? It's the
great.
Force. The Force brings them everywhere that they need to be, right?
Yes.
Because Force.
The
What a
Force,
great thing to write out of plot holes, right? Because it's the Force, dude. Come on.
It's an easy one. That's great.
She goes up to this Death Star wreckage by herself because the conditions of the water were so crazy. Apparently, she's a really skilled skimmer. Is that what they call them? Skimmers?
I think so, yeah.
Got another skill. That's Force power working magic.
First time we ever see it or hear of it, and bam.
That was one other plot hole that a lot of people were just like, it felt like they didn't have to train at all to become as good as they were. Yeah, like Kylo and Rey.
They were just naturals.
Just fucking naturals. That lineage is strong, man.
Bam.
So after she goes up to the area to find the Wayfinder, she has to fight herself for 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
It was like the dark version of herself. Had she have turned to the dark side, she had a cool little like, it was like Darth Maul's kind of thing, but it's portable.
Out.
It's portable.
Yeah.
She can put it in her pocket, fold it up, and put it in her pocket, kind of like a old flip phone or something like that. So that would have been cool if it would have been extended longer.
Yeah, a little bit more to that instead of just poof. Here's
that was
Evil
it.
Rey, and poof, there she goes.
She had like spiky teeth, and that was about it.
Yep.
And just so happens, Kylo ends up finding her on this planet on the Death Star wreckage right behind her. Apparently, they just don't use the Force for their awareness. It's not like a DBZ energy reading thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, because why wouldn't...
My thought with that was maybe that since they were connected, they were starting to get a little bit better, control over that whole aspect.
Of like knowing where they are?
Necklace and whatnot. So maybe he was able to like feel her through that in some way, but they never explain.
They always did that with when they had those sessions together.
Yep.
But they didn't really know what they were.
Yeah, they could never see the environment. They could only see the other person.
That's weird.
It is weird.
The Force.
Something they could have.
What a wondrous, crazy thing that nobody understands. Something to do with midichlorians. I don't know. So they have a little fight. Rey ends up killing Ben because Leia in this situation was passing on.
Yep.
That was a weird thing in itself to have Carrie Fisher, like, she didn't come back, resurrect from the dead and do this movie.
Right?
It's crazy. No.
Should have just killed her off.
I'll respect. Rest in peace.
In the second movie,
definitely should have killed her off in the Last Jedi. That would have been
blown out of the starship like that. Come on,
that's the ending you want to have as a Star Wars character, not
Yes.
just like, I will pass on.
Die now.
But I get like they could only take that CGI in her in for so far, and I think they took like outtakes or deleted scenes from other movies, put it in. She only had like 5 lines,
Sure. Yep.
But I mean, it was cool to see her in it because it's like watching Tupac up there in a hologram,
Sure.
like posthumously doing her thing, So she passes on, and Ben, he feels that with the Force.
Yep.
He doesn't know where people are, though.
Yeah.
But he feels her passing on, and it hesitates midway through this battle with Rey. Rey stabs him, thinking, oh, he's dead. Oh, shit. No, she heals him.
Mm-hmm. She feels
covers
bad.
up that whole thing.
Yeah.
You don't want to do too much with this movie, you know?
No, yeah.
And then she escapes. Did we even talk about the Chewbacca thing where she almost killed Chewbacca?
No.
Fuck it.
How ridiculous that
Just
whole
fuck
part is anyways.
Right. The fact that you made us believe, Chewbacca is going to be dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool, like, major thing. I know people are going to be upset about it.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's the last movie. You can kill these people off if you want. Like, it's the way. Yeah, kill Han
Solo.
Yeah, did Han.
No problem.
I brought him back again.
True.
But I guess we'll just skip through that part. But basically, the whole point of the scene when they were like trying to save Chewbacca from this ship after the Empire got to him, and she was having this tug of war thing with Kylo using the Force, trying to pull that thing back, and he was just kind of testing her to see how much she will give into her rage, and then these lightning bolts came out of her hand.
Yep.
And struck the ship, crashed the ship. She thought she killed Chewbacca, but he was just on a different ship.
Yep.
So we're good.
Crazy.
Not an important part because it literally did nothing.
Only saw the one ship take off, but somehow there was another. Cool.
And after Kylo gets stabbed and then brought back to life again, Han Solo, a memory, not like a vision, not like a ghost. He wasn't a ghost. He was like a memory. Yeah.
Okay.
He was just like a memory of himself. Kind of does the same thing from Force Awakens, giving the old speech, but this time it actually works. And Kylo Ren is no more. He throws his lightsaber in the ocean and becomes Ben Solo once again.
Oh.
I love that. Like I do, as much as we're gonna knock this episode. Kylo's performance is really good. Adam Driver's,
Sure.
like he sold me on it. It was weird. It was like that with Hayden Christensen. Like I'm like, this guy's Anakin. Come on, he can't even act like. He doesn't fit the look of what I think Anakin would look like. But I didn't like his acting until the third one,
When he
and that
turned.
impressed me. And this
Yeah.
is kind of similar. Like Adam Driver's performances have been okay, but I'm still like this dweeb is like
Sure.
the main bad guy.
Mhm.
And then at the end, it's so believable, and he works his ass. I think he's the best actor on the whole film. Kind of
Especially
saves some scenes.
because, yeah, especially because throughout the whole series, he's been having this internal struggle. Like,
It
am
was-
I dark side? Am I light side?
It was one of
What?
those actual like character developments that you did. Like
Yep.
I didn't see a lot of it in this this series
Mhm.
because we didn't get to know that much about him. Rey's whole backstory was such a mystery that we couldn't really latch onto her the way we wanted to.
Yep.
But Kylo's story was significant, definitely.
Definitely.
'Cause
Absolutely.
that actually
I
had
agree.
some substance to it. You know, you could
Mhm.
relate to it
Yep.
being pulled from each side. And oh wait, I went too far in the notes here. Memory Han Solo. That's where we just left off at. Kylo throws a saber. Yep.
Mhm.
Rey travels to Exegol.
Yeah.
First she goes to the island where she found Luke. Because
Oh,
she was
yes.
planning to be like,
She was
fuck
gonna
this.
cut herself off.
I'm out. I'm a head out. SpongeBob meme, like, you know, I'm a head out. And she burns the ship, which had the Wayfinder in it. And sure enough, the ghost of Luke comes in when she throws her saber into the fire.
Yep.
Apparently,
like,
a
"No."
ghost can grab physical objects.
It's the Force, Logan. Come on.
But it's like, what do? They just sit back and observe? Like, they can get involved if they can grab the lightsaber
Yeah.
and start swinging, you know? What the hell? So, that was a little weird. But then, you know, 'cause the old speech to be like, don't give up, blah, blah, blah. We knew you were. She finds out she's a Palpatine by Kylo, right? How did she find out she was Palpatine?
Was it Luke? I feel like he told her then, didn't he?
No.
Does
Yeah,
Kylo
Kylo does tell her.
One of those, in one of their little
Oh, their mind connections.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
And then she like goes to Luke and basically makes him confirm.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
He doesn't,
That makes
I don't
sense.
think he really said it, but I feel like it
He
was
did.
just-
He was like, him and Leia both knew.
Oh,
For a
Yeah,
while
so
or
it's like-
something.
That's another plot hole we got to get over, too. Because it's
Yeah.
like, you've seen how Kylo fucked shit up and killed pretty much, like, a lot of good people on their side
Mhm.
because you trained him and he had dark in him
Mhm.
and it didn't work out. Why would you knowingly train Rey when you knew she was a Palpatine? You knew she was like the most evil of evil lineages.
Right.
And Luke's like, all right, well, we'll see what happens.
I'll risk
let's,
it,
Let's
yeah.
go and let's little experiment out here. And then he resurrects his X-Wing from the Dagobah system.
Yeah, he pulls the one that he
He used to get there,
yeah,
too.
Yep.
Fully functional.
Yeah.
No
Been
water.
sitting in the
no water
water for
wreckage
how
at
long?
all. It doubles as a submarine, so it's good, right? Like, man. Anyways, then she goes to Exegol to confront Palpatine once and for good.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole Resistance knows about this too. And they seem to effortlessly get through that whole, like, crazy... What is that? Like it's just like a space maze, basically. To get inside there, remember the beginning scenes where Kylo was driving through, like, that red-looking area? Like, that's the way to get in there. So they're taking all these weird turns and shit, not knowing where they're going.
Yep.
But the whole Resistance fleet can just be like, yep, we're going
No
here.
problem.
Woo! We got your location. It's all good. Not all the craziness that you had to get to go in there, you know?
Yep.
You can just magically appear there as long as you had coordinates.
Yep, just
to the
poof. There you
super
are.
base, like for the Sith Lords and shit. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Okay. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
so basically two fights going on then. It's the Final Order versus the Resistance.
Yep.
And
And then
Turn-
Palpatine.
Palpatine and
versus
then
Rey. And
Rey.
Ben.
Kylo, yeah, Ben joins at the end there.
Yep.
But then he says something to the effect of like, strike me down and you will become me and have the power of all Siths in you. Because apparently he is all Siths now.
Something like
Because
that.
the Force changes and works like that.
I guess.
Because if you're a Jedi, you're not all Jedis, right? You can
Well,
see the
apparently
ghost.
she became all Jedi at the end there. That's,
What?
Yeah.
What does that even
Because
mean?
like they got the life sucked out of them, and then she pops back up somehow, and she's all the Jedi. So
cool?
Yeah.
I don't know. But then Palpatine gets on one of his speeches again. So basically, she can't physically strike him down because that's what he would want, because he wants his power to corrupt her.
Yeah.
I don't know why he said that to her, because she could have just went up and fucking killed him, and that would have been it.
Right.
And then she's like, oh, shit, I feel Palpatine in me. Oh, this is weird on 2 levels because we're related. And, yeah, that was weird. Why has he got to announce this shit? Just like in the beginning where he's just like, I'm here.
That's
like,
where all bad
what's the
guys
point?
fail. They have to
They
announce
have
what
to be
they're doing.
braggadocious, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Damn
foolish.
confidence.
But
Foolish.
thinking about that, she still strikes Palpatine down. How does he not
Because
enter her then? Like,
it's that same mistake he always makes. He shoots himself with his own lightning. So she's well, first he strikes lightning into the entire like planet
Yeah.
and fucks up all the resistances,
Crazy.
like ships and shit.
Mhm.
So he's got the power to force his way and like manipulate the entire battle going on above him. But a tiny lightsaber, you were bringing this up, a tiny lightsaber has the power just to deflect all that energy.
I guess so.
And then a second one blows it back in his face.
I mean, we do see at one point throughout the series the lightning being deflected with the lightsabers. I think it was either Anakin with Dooku or Obi-Wan with Dooku.
Right.
One of the two.
Couldn't it
But
just crawl around him?
You'd think.
Yeah.
But, like, with the power that Palpatine had just showed, like, there's no way that
Right.
lightsaber could have withstood that.
That's like Frieza coming up with that one-finger death ball.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he gets killed because he shot himself with a key blast or something like that. Like, the fuck, man? Doesn't make sense.
Nope, not even
None
slightly.
of this shit made sense. But it came at you so fast that you didn't have
just had
time
to
to
accept
question.
it.
You were just like, okay, sure.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever. That's why that screen rant video I showed.
Yeah.
For anybody out there that wants to look this up, it's like an 8-minute video. I think it's called like Boardroom Discussion about Star Wars or something like that. But
Really good. Really
super good. This dude is so good. But yeah, Screen Rant is the guy who does it. And they express all the plot points, but it was like that though. He's just like, they're just like, yep, okay, sure. Yeah, okay, Palpatine's right, kids. Yeah, sure, whatever.
good. Yeah. Cool.
Oh man. So yeah, that's pretty much the end here. And then turns out Kylo didn't die because he got force pushed into like
A big giant
big
hole.
old hole. And he must have just been hanging on the edge the whole time when they were talking and doing the
Yeah.
lightning thing. Rey summons his was it his lightsaber? A second lightsaber. She had 2 lightsabers, I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah, one was Leia's, one was Luke's.
Yep.
Summons Leia's lightsaber, deflects in his face. That took so much out of her to kill him that she died herself.
Yep.
Kylo comes up, hobbles along, does that force healing thing that we didn't know he could do, but apparently it's monkey see, monkey do.
Yep.
She saw him do it, so he's like, "Oh,
can
I
do
got the
this."
gift now," you know.
Yeah.
He uses his life force. They do have that dyad, or they want that bond together kind of thing. So
Yeah.
maybe they do learn abilities together.
Sure.
I don't know.
Not
So
explained.
I haven't
that's for
seen
sure.
Kylo shoot fingers or lightning out of his fingers.
Mm-mm.
That's just a Palpatine lineage thing.
Well, that doesn't explain why Dooku can do it then.
Good point.
So
Good point.
I have no idea what their
Because
deal is.
Star Wars. Shit. But anyways, they kiss because
Forced romance out of nowhere.
forced romance. It felt more like a brother-sister thing
Right.
for so long.
Yep.
I feel so bad for Finn. So bad.
I honestly would have liked to see Finn and Poe maybe have something going on. They had this like little bromance thing throughout all
huh?
3 films.
Yeah, that's,
like,
remember
that'd
that?
been cool.
If I don't know if you heard, but they were making a big LGBTQ thing about the Star Wars having a kiss between 2 women. But it was right at the end when they all won. It was 2 seconds long. You barely saw it. But
I don't even
they should have
remember.
done the Finn Poe romance angle, dude. That would have been great.
Right? Hell yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of love triangles
Yep.
going on. But they didn't finish up any of them, basically. And why didn't, one thing when Kylo healed Rey, first thing I thought of, like, they're just going to go back and forth healing each other and dying at the same time. That would have been hilarious. That movie was ready to be parodied. So
Yeah.
if someone could make like another Spaceballs and just do this movie,
Yes.
there's so much gold you can go off of,
Mhm.
just off of the script on this movie alone.
Yeah, that would definitely be an interesting take to see. Something like that for sure.
Healing and reviving each other shit too. But Rey's just like, fuck it. Kiss must have not been that good because she was like, I'm not even going to try. And then everybody just fades away.
Dude, yep.
And at the end of the movie, Rey visits Luke's old ranch where it all
Yep.
began.
Yep.
And buries Leia and Luke's
Yes.
lightsaber, which I don't get Leia's because she had nothing to do with that whole area, but maybe just they're together,
Yeah.
you know?
Brother, sister.
Whatever.
Yep.
Even though you can literally just go chill with their ghosts in like 5 minutes, just call them. Whatever. They're not really ever gone. And some lady goes up to Rey and she's like, I've never seen you here before. What is your name? I'm Rey. Rey who? Everybody's so damn nosy now.
Right.
Gotta know last names. Rey Skywalker. I don't know why I
Yeah.
did the old lady's voice with whatever. But I mean, I guess it's a cool fan moment to be like, oh, doesn't matter who your background is, family's who you kind of choose, and you can choose if you get a shitty one.
I guess,
know?
yeah. I would have liked to have seen her claim the name Palpatine, though.
She
That would have
should've
been
just been
so
like,
cool.
Rey Palpatine.
Yes.
Wah! And then shoots lightning bolts at her, and it's a complete swerve. She
Right,
buried those
yes.
lightsabers because she's made her own Sith sword.
And that's when we see her pull out that double-sided one.
Yeah. Nope, she did make her own lightsaber. It's this yellow one.
Yeah, it
I
was
haven't
yellow.
seen yellow. Plo Koon's was orange, right?
Yeah,
Put on my nerd glasses.
the Jedi Temple Guard, I think, have yellow lightsabers.
So now she's just a Jedi Temple Guard.
I guess.
And it's always symbolic. It's probably like the mix of the blue and the yellow or something like that.
Yeah, it definitely means
Or blue and the
something.
yellow, blue and the green.
Definitely.
But yeah, the ending was it's like okay.
Yeah.
Path of least resistance. I think they're just super worried about ending this
I
thing.
read something about that, about the yellow ones.
Yeah?
I'm not sure how accurate it is, but one thing I read was that some people who used to be like Sith but go like change back to like normal have yellow. So I don't know if it's like people that were like, I guess not Sith but were dark side.
Mm-hmm.
Turn
tapping
back.
into the dark side and choose light side instead.
That
like,
makes sense.
like have yellow. So that could make sense with how much she was drawn to the dark
Yeah.
side. I don't know.
It's like a
She
class
used the Force
system,
lightning,
telling
was
everybody,
always-
"Hey,
yep.
I was dark side once. Don't fuck with me, but I'm on your side now,"
Yep.
kind of thing. I like that. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole movie. I guess we can go through what we did like, what we didn't like. Oh, the list for what I liked was so small I skipped over it in my notes. But I did enjoy the characters throughout the whole series. I guess we'll just go as far as the whole series, what we liked and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that too. If
Okay.
you want to get deep on
Sure.
it. I liked, like I said before, the characters were super compelling. Like
Yeah.
Finn's story was super cool.
Yep.
Poe's story was cool, but they didn't really need to give him the whole Han Solo rebel. Like he was
Yeah.
a spice smuggler. We find out or something like
Yep.
that. Yeah, which I mean, whatever. It's now it makes him edgy.
Yeah.
But I just feel like they could have went a bit more in depth with some of their backstories and stuff because they
Yeah.
did set up good character stories or
Yeah.
arcs, you know. But a lot of the arcs did seem unfinished, like Finn not getting with Rey at the end.
Yeah, or
Like, that just seems so
or
obvious.
knowing what happened with Rose or anything. Like,
Yeah,
she
Rose
was such a huge part of
She was
the
doing
second
homework,
one.
dude. She was
Poof,
doing homework.
Gone.
She had a lot of studying to do.
Yep.
Yeah, like a huge new character on episode 7 gets 2 minutes
Mhm.
on this one.
Yeah.
And
about that.
I didn't like that beginning part where it's supposed to be stuff we like, but whatever. Where it felt like they literally crammed that whole plot in within 10 minutes. Like when they first met up all together again.
Yeah.
And it was just boom, 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 like all these plot points coming at you.
Yep.
And then it felt like a video game story where you're fetching one thing to fetch another thing to find something,
Yep.
a hint for something else. It was like, this isn't an RPG, bro. This is a 2-hour movie. We don't have 80 hours. What's going on? But yeah, I enjoyed Kylo Ren's performance in particular.
Sure.
Felt he
Yep.
carried the film for the most part for me.
Yep.
I did enjoy some of the cameos, like Lando. It's always
Oh,
good
yeah.
seeing Lando.
Oh, yeah.
And Han Solo's part fit for me. I
Yeah.
thought that was a cool
I would
moment.
have liked to see him around more.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But
I definitely feel like that was a good way to kind of show Kylo's turn back to the light side
Yeah.
instead of just being like, oh, she healed me, I'm good now.
yes.
Having that little moment to kind of process it.
Yep.
Yeah, so I didn't mind that. I thought that was cool. Rey's healing abilities, like I said before.
Yeah.
That's one thing because of Force I like. The
Yeah.
one thing you don't really need explanation for.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with any kind of thing, like American Horror Story did this too, and just things with magic, it always seems like the most important ones are the ones that can actually heal others with magic.
Sure. That
And
makes
Force
sense.
is basically like magic anyway,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it might as well get to the ultimate where you can heal somebody. And it also explains the whole Palpatine thing where he unnaturally knows how to heal people,
Yep.
like jumble you together,
Resurrection
make you
there.
like Darth Vader type shit. I guess she's doing the same thing, but in a more humane looking manner, where she can actually just like heal your wounds physically. You
Yeah.
become who you still were.
You're not completely dead either, so
Have
it's
to
not
sell
like
your
bringing
soul.
you back.
Yeah,
and shit, so
exactly.
it's just like patchwork,
Mhm.
basically.
He's like Frankenstein, like Dr. Frankenstein. She's more like Jesus. Really different there. Two different people. Look them up.
What? They're not the same?
You know, they should be revered as the same. Frankenstein's monster was very misunderstood.
Oh, yeah.
And C-3PO, I liked his comedy throughout.
He's always good.
Yeah,
Yep, definitely.
so that's good shit. And I did like when he came back, it was like those amnesia jokes and stuff like that. Like, oh, we're just about to go to this planet. Dude, we're already there. We're there, dog. Oh, who's R2-D2? We're going to make good friends. And Leia's involvement, I still put under what I liked a little bit, just
Sure.
because with what they had, because they set themselves up for failure in the last one where they should have just killed her off.
Yep.
I mean, granted, we didn't know this was going to happen, with
Yeah.
her passing.
Yep.
I feel like they did a good job for what materials and tools they
Sure.
had, kind of thing. They
Oh,
didn't have any like new lines, original lines you can do. You know,
Mhm.
they had to go with what was recorded. They somehow CGI'd her and all these like things, and it seemed pretty seamless.
Did a good
The
job,
only
yeah.
weird CGI thing was like when they're going back to when Luke was training Leia. You find that out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like they lift up their helmet.
yep,
It's
and
like the
their face is
20-year-old
there.
them. I'm like,
Yeah.
God. I mean, it's come a long ways, but yeah, that was a little much.
Mm-hmm.
And what we didn't like, I might be just beating dead horses here because we were pretty much. I was interrupting
we were talking about
myself
the whole
to
time.
talk about it. Yeah, pretty much. What did you didn't like off the bat? Can you think of one on the
Off
brain?
the back, I guess I would have loved to have seen Rey embrace the dark side.
Yeah,
So how
that
she
would have
just
been the
kinda-
good alternate
Oh,
ending.
yeah.
They better come up with an
Right.
alternate ending for the people that actually buy this shit on DVD.
Yes.
Give them a reward, you
Yeah,
know?
hell yeah.
That would have been cool, but how do you think it would have been like how we were describing it? Be like, Ray Palpatine. Or do you think they would have set something else up? Maybe she would have just been like, fucking, I'm going to kill you so I can be all the
I
Sith
think
Lord."
so, yeah. I was kind of
Yeah.
hoping it would go that route when she met up with Palpatine, just slices ass down, Empress Rey.
That'd be
Fuck yeah.
hilarious. Ben Solo turns back. He's like, dude, we're just on the same page. Are we always just going to be polar opposites now? It's like, no, you're fucking right. These people suck.
They were supposed to be like opposites in the
Like
Force.
polar
They had
opposites,
brought
right?
that up, so
They're the balance.
Yeah.
But if they're both on the good side, how can they bring balance? Well, he's dead. That's right.
even though then they still lose the balance.
Yeah.
So
And that brings up the Finn thing, because basically they kissed, and since she's all Jedi now, he's in it, right? He's like inside of her. Spiritually?
maybe in a sense, yeah.
So if they ever did get together, Finn and Rey, it would be like a threesome.
Freaky,
Yeah?
freaky.
Yeah. That's probably why she didn't get with Finn at the end, because she's like, I know he can see now. Like, he can see me doing this, and I still want to make sure that kiss meant something.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. That
didn't.
forced
Didn't mean
romantic. God, that I don't like that.
Sure,
either.
just fucking started tongue boxing each other, just lick each other's face, and then you can pass on.
There you go.
That's the absurdity of that moment right there. That would have been better. Big gripe I had with the last movie, which I'm glad they made some effort, I guess, if you want to call it effort, to tie in who Snoke was.
Yeah.
But I felt like in the last movie, that was one of my biggest complaints, is you set up this main evil guy named Snoke, and he's got a whole depth of unknown backstory that we can go off of. And he dies.
Boom, just like
That.
Mhm.
And then it's kind of like, just fuck you, whatever.
The way Kylo killed him was pretty sweet.
It was cool.
He manipulated it by looking like it was his lightsaber that he was turning on her, but he was actually turning Rey's and stuff.
It was a cool scene.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, you're like, you just killed.
So
I was
much
like,
they could've done
no,
with
you just
Snoke.
killed so much story.
right?
What are you
Yes,
doing?
yes.
So basically, I don't even know if we covered it when we went over the synopsis. We did a little bit, but I don't know if I went specifically to where they saw clones of Snoke, like other Snokes in like these tubes
Yep.
when he went to Exegol for the first time.
And Palpatine
And
constructed.
apparently, Palpatine was still cloning
Yep.
and cloned these Snokes, and that's how he was controlling them, basically.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. There's probably a lot of plot holes just in that.
Puppeteer.
Yeah, it was. Come on, like, all right, at least you addressed it. You addressed the
Yeah.
situation, but you're just kind of like,
Half-assed.
whatever. Just like they didn't address how Maz got the lightsaber Luke's lightsaber in the first
right.
place. Because, we didn't tie that up.
Nope.
Whatever.
Never go back to that.
That just felt like a cop-out to me. Like,
Yeah.
you're just like, all right, well, we have to address it because people are butthurt about it. If we just skip it completely,
Mm-hmm.
they know we're skipping it completely, even though the whole movie felt like it was a complete skip over Last Jedi, and it felt more of a sequel to The Force Awakens than it
Sure.
did The Last Jedi. It felt like anything they made in The Last Jedi, not anything, because like certain things like the whole training with Luke and shit like that on that island still kind of relates, but it felt like they just like kind of ignored the movie the whole time and just try to make their own movie out of like to finish things up.
Sure.
Felt like they had no
I can
game
see
plan
that.
going into it,
Yeah.
you know? Especially with Rey's lineage. It was kind of before this whole bomb drop.
Yeah, she was a nobody.
She was a nobody. And you thought like, oh, it's a kind of a metaphor for like, doesn't really matter who you are or where you came from, you can still achieve greatness no matter what.
Yep.
No, she is Palpatine's granddaughter, which
Yep.
means Palpatine got his fuck on.
Oh, God damn, that's disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully it was before he was all deformed and shit.
Yeah, before all his fingers were messed
Yeah.
up.
But shit, how long of a gap?
But
is
like,
that?
yeah, how do we timeline that in the whole canon of Star Wars? Like, when did he birth his kids, and why didn't they have any? Maybe they did have a little inkling of the Force abilities,
Yeah.
but they're apparently not significant enough to explain them at all.
Yeah.
It's almost like so scoured over.
Missed it all throughout the first trilogy. Like that would have been the place to have that.
I think the only time they actually were in the story or in the movie
Yeah.
was when Rey picked up the dagger for the first time,
Mhm.
because the dagger belonged to, can't remember his name,
A Jedi hunter.
a Jedi hunter
Yep.
who hunted down Rey when she was a baby and killed her parents with it.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was like the only clip you saw. But like, what were they doing? Like, did they just
Right.
know their dad was a complete fuck up?
They knew he was a dick.
Dude,
They were
and
just
then
trying
he
to
had
hide.
his son had to fuck somebody. So that means he had to bring a girl over that he liked to the Palpatine dinners.
Ooh,
the
that's an
Christmas
awkward.
parties.
That's awkward.
Yeah, they'd be like, she's probably like, oh, my dad's the worst. Like, bitch, you have no idea.
Fry a servant.
This dude is literally the most evil person in the universe.
Yep.
Yeah, have fun with that Christmas party. My God. That was just so weird to me. So, I don't know. Yeah, you just think Palpatine's son would have been more prominent.
Absolutely.
Or even if he had a daughter, and that's how it worked too. Maybe
Yeah.
she had a daughter and then married a dude. Right, it
think
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It doesn't
really
matter
doesn't,
at all.
But whatever.
I said this before. I'm missing a lot of character development because of the whole Rey behind that secret that she's Palpatine.
Yep.
Kind of didn't really get us connected to her as much as we wanted to.
Sure.
The army of Star Destroyers, bro.
How do they get piloted in 16
Dude,
hours nonetheless?
Somebody on the internet did like, I think it was just a tweet, but he did the math for like how many people are supposed to be, or the max capacity for each ship. It was like 26,000 something, and there was at least 100 ships in one clip that we can account for.
Oh, yeah.
So he did the math, and it was like, that means Palpatine seemingly out of thin air employed 4 million people to run this freaking thing.
Just like that. Wow.
And then the thing with Hux being the traitor, like you thought that'd be a big point, and no, they just shoot him right away.
Yeah.
All
And
right, kill him off.
That would have been interesting to see that kind of develop a
Yeah, I
little
mean, we
bit.
could have maybe ended up liking him. Who knows?
Yeah, right.
Who knows? But now he's just a bitch forever.
Yep.
In Sith hell.
Right, you bitch.
But yeah, dude, how do you get... Because reasons, man. Because reasons.
Reasons, the Force.
There's just too many of these things where it's just like, what the fuck are they doing, man? Yeah, and I thought it was really dumb that it only took one ship to be destroyed that had the navigation system to destroy them all.
The entire fleet just
It's like
gets
you
shut
destroy one,
down.
all of
Come
them just
on.
like, oh shit, no. It's like
Now
they
we
had this
can't
nucleus
fly.
thing. Like that's such a stupid scapegoat
Yeah,
storyline.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I actually hadn't thought about that till you just brought that
Yeah.
up. But yes, that is
Yeah.
flipping
Or
ridiculous.
how about when they took the space horses out, and the
Oh, yeah.
ship could have just been like tilt to 45 degrees. Whoop! There they go.
Bye.
Floating into space. Like situation solved. Like,
Right?
What the hell?
I don't know.
God, man. But, you know, if anything,
keep the
if the
movie
series
going.
has told us the Empire's full of incompetent people, because even on Mandalorian, they were making fun of how the stormtroopers can never hit anything.
Oh,
So
sure.
they're just
I've yet to watch
two,
that.
Oh, there's a scene where two stormtroopers, I'm not gonna spoil much, but they're just like shooting at like something on the ground. They just kept fucking missing and missing and missing. It's like, I don't know, man. These aren't configured right.
Fucking hit the range, man.
Finn was a stormtrooper, and he's fucking two-shotting people like
Right.
in the head.
Just becomes a killer.
And saying, woo! I was conflicted with your position too, but I'm not going to
Fuck
think
you
about that
guys.
right now. Woo, let's start killing! Yeah, dude. And that's a big plot issue too. The fact that you seen Finn do this whole dichotomy. I love that part of his character where he was a stormtrooper turned good.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out that most of these people were either like kidnapped to be
Yep.
brainwashed into the First Order, or they were taken from families of places they've raided before. So they're prisoners at that point.
Yeah.
There's so much goddamn stormtrooper killing. It makes me feel guilty for those scenes where they're just mowing down all these people with no conscience at all.
Yeah.
And especially for Finn, to where he's been in that position. He knows you can be good and turn good out of it. I bet he knows through his own perspective that some people are too far gone.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
there's higher ups and shit.
Oh, yeah.
But on those people on the low end, you know, like the infantry and stuff, like those are people dying.
Yeah, there's still a chance.
And there's still a chance for them to be good. We just saw a whole fleet become rebels.
Mm-hmm.
Or not a fleet, but a little crew.
Quite
yeah.
a few.
Yeah, a
for
good
sure.
amount. You know, that just shows you, hey, maybe we shouldn't have been killing all these guys the whole time. It is life or
Takes
death on these
prisoners.
chases and shit. Ooh, I know we haven't got through this, but this is a huge plot hole in the fact of, like, the laws of Star Wars. The time skipping. Remember, they were escaping by going at light speed over and
Yep.
over again. We were told throughout the series that this wasn't possible. It was
Yep.
kind of a one and done, and then got to wait it out kind of thing. That's the meaning of these fights in the space. Because why would, if you could just time jump the whole time? I know they said it wasn't a safe thing to do by any means, but if you could time jump the whole time, why don't you just get the fuck out of there?
You'd think.
You wouldn't just like have this flight battle in space. Be
Right.
like, oh, I can't shake him. I can't shake him. Dude, we can do warp speed anytime we want now because it's the Force.
The Force. It's
That was
magic.
more like space. Fuck the laws of space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was just really weird because, yeah, it's a gaping plot hole throughout the series of why all these space battles happen.
Yeah.
Like, because you can only do that every so often or in the vicinity of people. But then these TIE fighters that don't have that capability are following them through the time skips and shit too.
Oh,
They were getting, I don't know if it created a wormhole and they went through the wormhole too.
sure.
Maybe you could sum it up like that, but yeah, they were still chasing him through all the time. You think you would lose their location after
Yeah.
one light year jump. I don't know. Yeah, just weird. Just weird. And what'd you think of those like one-on-one? I heard of somebody that just destroyed this show on a YouTube video. Called it Skype Force or Force Skype. You
Yep.
called it the one-on-one Kylo Ren scenes.
Sure.
Kylo Ray
Kylo
scenes.
Ren, right? Yeah. I thought it was a cool take on it. Like, it kind of makes sense. Everything is connected through the Force anyway. So,
Yeah.
you know, if that connection was just enhanced a little bit, why would you not be able to see that? I guess with the whole aspect where he, like, grabbed her necklace and was able
I
to
was gonna bring
find her
that up.
that way. That was a little...
was weird.
And then they handed off the lightsabers
Yeah.
at the end. That was a little too much. That's like making an object disappear into thin air.
So weird.
and-
Yeah, they're just talking, and then he just hits her chest. She's wearing this necklace that she got from that Burning Man planet. And all of a sudden, it's gone, and he has it in her hand, in his hand, and that's where he finds out the location because he knows where this would be from, apparently.
Yeah, someone could scan it and figure out the type of material or something.
Interesting
nonsense.
fact I found out while doing the research. They said that celebration, that festival, only happens once every 42 or 44 years or something
Okay.
like that. And that was the 44 years from when the original movie took place.
Oh,
So I guess it was a callback to like when
Yeah.
episode 4 aired.
That's
That was
cool.
when they did the celebration the last time,
Oh,
even though
nice.
they didn't. That planet wasn't even mentioned, so
Yeah,
it was
no.
whatever. Obscure reference that they.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they even thought out enough that far ahead because they haven't thought out any of this
Anything,
shit,
no,
any of it,
yes.
man. They're just like, oh shit, we got to wrap up this movie real quick. What do you think people hate the least? And that didn't work.
Yeah,
if you're trying to go for that, they're gonna tear it up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, when we were getting ready to go see the movie that night, we were thinking this movie better be like 3.5 hours long.
Exactly,
2 hours
dude.
and 20
I mean,
minutes.
that Irishman movie's 3.5 hours long, and that's just a single movie.
Yeah.
If you're trying to wrap up something like Star Wars,
Whole trilogy.
fans are
2
gonna
trilogies.
fans are gonna be okay with a 3-hour show.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna be fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you
They
gotta
want
wrap
it.
this shit up. Yeah, The Godfather. Like
Give us it.
the Godfather series are known for being long because there's a lot to tell.
Yep.
They didn't want to fuck it up, which
And-
some people don't like the third, but yeah, dude. Like they just try to be like, you wrap it up. We got a lot of side stories to do. You're gonna love these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
We're gonna have
right.
another season of The Mandalorian. I think that's where they're gonna take it. They're done officially, right? Doing
I've-
well, nothing's
had-
official, but
I had read that they were maybe discussing a whole nother thing, but
I feel like the
Who
way this
knows?
ended, they need that 10th episode to just wrap it all up.
right. That'd
Give
be
people
cool.
the ending.
or just
I don't know how you
or
would
just how about
end the
say
ending.
how about screw this little piece of time that we've been in these 3 trilogies and let's go to something way back when Yoda was young.
There's so
900
much-
years or way back to the Knights
I
of
know,
the Old
right?
Republic. Like why do we gotta fuck around right here?
They had to take the daunting task of continuing the story.
Yeah,
That
leave
was
it.
the fuck up. You should have just had the lore behind it, like Knights of the Old Republic. There's
Yep.
so much to go off of that. You can introduce a whole new gang of characters.
Oh yeah,
And then once you find out what their purpose or their connection is with the episodes that people already like, the original 6, you'd be like, oh shit, that's so cool.
Right.
Learn it, like you can keep going back and back and back.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
always happening a long time ago, right?
uh-huh.
But it's like you're doing current ones or like
Yeah.
new future episodes. I mean, I'm
They're
glad-
bouncing around
Yeah,
this
I
one
don't
time
know.
and they start out in the middle, go to the beginning, and then go to the end. What the fuck? Just
Yeah.
go all the way to the beginning.
And if they really wanted to wrap it up, they could have done these 3 movies after a bunch of like prequels.
Yeah.
To just give us more of the lore, more of the shit that you can't really make up for yourself. You don't have to make up for yourself
Yeah.
because it's in the books. It's in, it's somewhere, you know?
Yep,
You
yep.
can just go back for reference on. But I guess there was a non-canon book about Palpatine cloning himself. So
Oh,
I think
really?
he was a clone of himself is kind of what he was getting at.
Or are you talking about like when he announced himself on Exegol or whatever?
Yeah.
I feel like it was in like Revenge of the Sith. He was telling Anakin that the dark side has many powers to keep people alive or bring them back or whatever it was, and I feel like that was kind of what they were using there versus more of the clone aspect. But
I'm gonna try to
Who the
get in
hell
these
knows?
creative guys, these writers' minds, man.
yeah, right. Who knows what they were
That's
thinking?
tough
Or-
to get everybody to agree on shit too. There's probably a lot of arguments in the whole writers' room and
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
Be a fly on the wall there.
no shit.
Well, I think we're probably at an hour here, and that's as long as I want to keep these babies. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Dedrek, thank you so much
No problem.
for
Thanks
coming
for
and
having
bitching
me.
about stars with me, man.
Hell yeah.
It feels so much better,
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, I feel like I'm on Bill Burr's podcast, is bitching about everything. Although I love that podcast, Monday Morning Podcast, great. Only Bill can talk to himself for that long and keep it entertaining. It's crazy.
That one guy, he could have probably kept it going for a little bit longer. That one that we just watched earlier.
Oh yeah, dude,
That was
I mean,
good.
he was
That was a
talking. He
good
was literally
podcast.
talking to himself because he'd
Yeah,
cut
just
away
back and forth.
just do his responses to himself
Yep.
talking and doing the plot points. Yeah. So you can follow me on all social media at the letter I, the letter M, Logan Michaels. Just launched a new website called Official Logan Michaels, where you can find this podcast along with all my other music, merchandise, tour dates, and all that good shit.
Yeah.
It's all ready to go, baby. So
Who
please,
knows? Maybe if this gets enough likes, he might make a Star Wars song
Oh
for us
shit,
too.
dude! Do a little Star Wars remix.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll put me on the side story, make
There
a
you
cameo.
go. Heck yeah.
That's the dream, man.
Yes,
That's
it
the dream.
is.
They're probably after they heard this. that
Playing
would-
in some cantina or
George,
something.
I don't know if George Lucas would be mad, but if J.J. Abrams heard this, he wouldn't put me on that
Probably
next
not.
film. Like, what are you just gonna do? Blow this shit up too, and just
I actually heard that they were talking with the director of the Marvel movies, Kevin Feige or whatever.
yeah.
So they might be bringing him into this as well. for the
Avengers,
next
Star Wars
movies.
crossover.
Some that he
Here
had
we
some
go.
good ideas. He brought
did.
Marvel to life really well. Everybody loves that stuff. So hopefully he can bring some of that skill set over and bring to life Star Wars again.
It needs
for us.
something, man. Well, it's technically supposed to be dead now, right?
I guess, yeah.
We'll see. They're gonna milk that
They'll have
cash
some
cow for as
solo
long as they can.
movies. Mhm.
They're just got these rights
Oh,
as
yeah.
far it's like within 10 years. So
Yep.
they have lots of merchandise to sell. They got lots of other ideas probably
Mm-hmm.
in the can, which they should stay in the can for the most part if they're gonna make them like this. But that's for another thing.
Yep.
What would you overall grade this episode, and then the series as a whole?
Okay. So the episode itself, I would probably say it was entertaining. Like, I wasn't bored for the 2 hours. The sequences were good. 6.5, maybe 7.
Yeah, that was just for
I'd
the
say about
episode
that.
you said.
Yep.
And then
For
as
the-
far as the series,
I really liked Fallen Order. I thought it was a pretty cool movie, or not Fallen Order. Or Jedi, whatever the second one was.
second one, Last Jedi.
Last
Yeah.
Jedi. There it is. Thank
So
you.
many of them. Fucking
Yes.
Fallen Order is a video game, right? I've
It
still
is,
yet to
shoot.
play. I know I'm going to
Really good, by
dedicate
the
my
way.
life away to it, so I'm waiting for it.
Yep, it's so
It's
good.
convenient that I want to actually take the time to just throw my life away for a week.
Good plan. But for the series as a whole, I guess 7 probably.
I would
To
go
be
about
honest,
the same
yeah.
as far as a whole.
You know,
This episode, I'd grade it about 6.5, 6.
sure.
It definitely not the best one.
Oh yeah. for
Definitely,
sure.
it could be down low on the podium for me for the worst. But I remember leaving Last Jedi. Why do we always forget the name of that? Because they want you to forget
No
it.
shit.
Because I always thought that was the worst of the series.
Sure.
I shouldn't say I always thought because I didn't know how this one was going to take.
Yep.
But I remember leaving the theater having more what the fuck moments.
Sure.
Yeah, I would rate on the same scale. I would
Yep.
say as Last Jedi was.
I feel like that's
First
always
one
the
set it
goal
up
of the
pretty well,
second
though.
movie, though, is to always leave you kind of like, what?
Yeah, it was supposed to be very Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
And I guess I found out a lot of people's fan receptions to Empire Strikes Back, they didn't like it right away. The people
Of course.
first saw it didn't like it right away. Now it's considered to be the best one
Yeah.
of them all,
Yeah,
which is
so-
my favorite too.
Okay.
I just love the whole bad guys kind of win in
Yeah.
a way. There's no real resolve because that's a
Sure.
perfect sequel movie if you're going to do a trilogy.
Oh yeah.
Like he had a trilogy in mind.
Yep.
It wasn't like I just felt like JJ set up something in The Force Awakens that was a lot like New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
This Rian Johnson dude comes in, makes his own film, kind of says, "Fuck you, I'm going to make the film how I want to make Star Wars," you know?
Yep.
Does his own thing. And then JJ goes, "No, fuck you. I'm going to
180.
try to somehow connect this shit back into my first episode, or the first one I did." And it just didn't, it couldn't pull it off. Like,
Yeah.
that's all it is.
Yep.
But
It's the way the cookie crumbles.
that's the way the cookie crumbles, man. I mean,
Yeah.
there's going to be no right ending with all these crazy Star Wars fans
Oh yeah,
out there.
no.
I
You'll never
couldn't
make all
think
them
of a
happy.
better ending to be if I thought critically, I could probably do something, you know?
We can figure it out.
Yeah.
We should make the parody.
We should, dude.
Screw it.
Spaceballs too.
Yes.
More balls. All right, thank you so much for coming on this podcast and having me over at your lovely house.
Oh, of course, anytime, man. It was a
All
pleasure
right.
having you.
Thank you so much for listening, all that are out there. Be on the lookout for some more episodes in the future. I'm going to do one on Bruce Lee, Crash Bandicoot series,
There you go.
Futurama.
Ooh.
And I'm looking to get some more submissions. So go on my website if you are a music artist. Go on officialloganmichaels.com and go to the music submission page to submit your song for me to be played on my local radio episodes I want to do, where I'm kind of like my own DJ.
Heck
and
yeah.
Playing like people from locally around the Twin Cities so I don't get sued and stuff.
Yeah. Heck
So
yeah,
it'd be
that's
cool
cool.
about submitting. Got a couple submissions so far, but I need more to fill that whole hour. So please send them on in.
Bring them in. Let's go.
And thanks again. Peace, bitches, and may the
Deuces.
force be with you. 'Cause apparently it can do whatever the fuck it wants.
It's the Force.
Force, baby.
This is totally potpourri. We can talk about